call it swag, some call it cockiness, some call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see the number 19 team in the country, the USC Trojans, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. They'll go to the ground. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, Dave, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time in late in the season.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. They'll leave it with him. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
The Trojans will punt it away on 4th down. They'll try to get him on the fake. They'll stop him short, and they had it sniffed out from the beginning.
Man, I love the way this defense just started this football game. You gave up some yards, but who cares? Great job adjusting, getting the 4th down stop, now creating some momentum for your offense.
Power football with the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Oh, gets it out fast. Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
They probably feel good about their field goal chances from the 29, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And this will be a bit of a challenge, a 46-yard attempt from the right hash. Smashes it between the uprights. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. goes breaking the pocket. Got room at the 35. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. The run to the left. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. He's got it again. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down onto Saban Field on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. And a big deflection on 3rd down forces a 4th down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Here comes that Alabama offense. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. To the ground with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Lets it fly. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
Gets his first one of the day away, and that matches his total from that victory last week. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Snap to the back. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Back has it. Under fire. He'll pull it down and run. Knocked off his feet. And the Trojans come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Keeps it on the bootleg. Starts to scramble to the left. Still running at the 40. Turning it on. across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job keeping that guy in the pocket.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. They'll go right back to the run. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
The Trojans really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Just going to keep it after the snap. He's brought down the 1, a play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
If your defensive line cannot take on double teams, it allows linemen to get up into the laps of linebackers, and that's happening far too often right now, which is why this defense is struggling stopping the run.
And the Trojans are on the move. After run, now throw. Finds a soft spot in the middle. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Back to pass on 2nd down. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've reached the break, and Alabama has the lead. And we've come to the end of 1, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And that's going to tie it up.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Tide offense rolls onto the field. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. Using his feet to buy time. Now he'll fire back into the middle. Got him downfield. High-flying pass catchers and the Crimson Tide. That combination wasn't right at the top of your mind, say, 30 years ago.
No, it used to be run, run, more run, and you've seen over the years they've opened it up, the playbook, and they've brought in dudes. They've had some guys that can fly. They've had receivers winning Heisman trophies, like so many game breakers on the outside that make big plays in this offense.
Fires to the big fella.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game day.
Looks as if he's going to run it. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here, Reese. Goodness gracious, you can hear the contact. Such a big lick. The offensive guy doesn't hold on to the football. Huge momentum swing. Big turnover forced by the defense.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Looking to the big tight end. Soft spot in the middle. They bring him down, but that's why you give them that wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Hard running there. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Trying play action. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Trojans! He didn't see anyone open, said, no problem, I'll take care of it myself.
Yeah, I've been there before. Been there, done that. Not my first rodeo.
And it's blocked. That's a live ball. He can take it back for 2. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. He'll bring it out. It's Marion. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
And you know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Makes the grab. It's Marion. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Alabama quickly back to the line. Quarterback keeper. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down.
And that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be... Breaks into the open. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. If you're going to play Bama tough, you're going to find out really early if you can handle the running game.
Yeah, they're going to check your chin. I mean, they're going to come in and they're going to give you a steady diet of it. Even when they've had great quarterback play and spread the ball out, it's still a physical principle. They're going to make you stop the run. If you can't stop it, it could be a long game.
To the air on first down. With the catch, it's Marion.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job increasing. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Back to pass. Throws to the wideout. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
Just didn't seem like the quarterback and his intended target were on the same page there.
Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. He wants to change this route. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains. Gonna look downfield again. It's complete on the right side. Well, he made the grab, but the doors closed quickly after that.
And I like this. I want to find my running back, but man, he's got to do a little more damage after the catch. I need a stiff arm. I need a spin move. I need something where he can make that guy miss and pick up a bunch of yards and maybe get a big play out of it.
Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Working that left side now. Looks like Alabama will pick up the 1st down.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, 1st down.
Look out, he's got room. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. It's complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Here comes the heat. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it! He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. So they are denied a touchdown on this drive, but they'll try to put up a 3 spot before the break. And he's made 1 already, and this one ought to be cake from 21 yards out. Never a doubt. The lead is down to a field goal. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. We are just about ready to start the 2nd half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes that Alabama offense. After the lack of production in the 1st half, plenty to talk about. Let's see what they can dial up here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think you stay calm. I think you make adjustments, Jesse. I think you realize what they're doing to us and how can I attack that. But you also tell the guys, low-scoring game, still very much in this. We can still be who we are.
It's a good point. I think on offense, this is not the time to reinvent the wheel. I think you stay true to who you are and what your identity is, and you've got to show confidence in your guys to go out and just execute better here in the 2nd half.
Creates a little room. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one. They'll go with the 5 wide outset on 2nd and 7. This is a designed run. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. No huddle offense to the line.
Really nice run there, picking up the first down. Now they're right back up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go again.
They'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick completion on the out.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Looking to fire. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper. But they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort, and right now they're making the most plays.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. On the move. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36.
You know, you talk so much about QBs, right? And having to make really good decisions. There's a great example. He didn't see anybody open downfield. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He put his head down, and he took off and went running and generated an explosive play for the offense.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking to throw on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Quickly to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Might be changing the route. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Fires to the wideout. Got it! Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it 1st and goal.
And in this offense, you know, as a quarterback, you're going to get opportunities to put up some pretty big numbers. You've been impressed watching this guy play early this year. With that last pass completion, he's now already over 2,000 yards on the season.
They want to run this quarterback. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you obviously want to get your receivers the football down here in the red zone, but it's tough to throw it to them because the windows are so small.
Touchdown, Alabama! And with that one, they jump on top here in the 2nd half. That was an absolute sledgehammer of a drive, just taking the air out of the ball.
And it's hard when you run that many plays not to make a mistake and throw an interception or get penalties and put you in a bad spot. The offense just strung play after play after play together and got in the end zone.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on third down. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into fourth down.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, and makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Snap to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass. He slings it deep to the left. He makes the catch. And he's brought down after a huge completion. This guy is special, and Alabama's had a lot of them. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, who could make a huge play at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, big plays down the field, you get it to him, you know it could be a home run anytime he touches it. When you start mentioning those names, it just shows you the explosive nature. Everybody you mentioned, you know they can run right by you and hit those home runs, and so far, he's making some big plays in this ballgame.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
The Tide with the 1st and 10. They'll try the run, fighting off the defender. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. So the final period starts with a second down play. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Crimson Tide now has it on second down as we open the final period. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Dude, talk about having to have it. We needed to force the turnover. We had to get the football back. They're in such a good position to run out the clock, try to win. No, sir. Our ball, first down.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Give to the running back. Determined run, but he stopped at the 2 yards down at the 13.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Back has it. Rushes on him. Makes the grab. It's LaBelle. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. Moving away from pressure. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
I'll tell you, man, analytics in college football now are changing the way coaches think about down and distances. And listen, I know there are probably some metrics out there that say you should go for it in that situation because the percentages are telling you you got a good shot at keeping the football and keeping possession. That time, though, they're not able to come up with it. And they've now given up the football with their backs to the wall. The defense now is going to have to dig them out of this hole.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Caught behind the line. It's Marion. Touchdown time! A great catch and run for 6. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity. Picked off, a turnover in their own end. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the 4th quarter, everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback will keep it. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays, and if you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. From the gun, wants to pass. He caught it. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Wanting to move the chains. Here comes Alabama on 4th. He'll take it himself. He stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it 1st and goal from the 1.
Man, and they did the hard work. Nice job being physical, getting that 4th down and short, and now you got 4 chances from the 1-yard line. This offense is in great position. Shoot, I'm probably going to come back to the same exact play.
slams it ahead. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2.
And this is where the offense just breathes. Just take your time, huddle up. I'm in absolutely no hurry. I got the lead. I want to continue to run that clock. No false starts, no penalties. Let that clock tick down, and then punch it in the end zone to add to this lead.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. Touchdown, Bama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They build this fourth-quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield on first down. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves.
Picked off. What a play to set him up. Nice pickup on the return, but